Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me fix my lips. Hey, everybody, how are you? You got to put that in. I put my chapstick on. First of all, community service. Podcast listeners, you have been showing up to my shows. I fucking love you. And God bless you. I know I turned into a holy roller. What happened? This year happened. That's what happened. Thank you so much for coming to my shows. The shit's been lit. Let me plug the upcoming dates. October 1st, Palm Springs, California. That's a Friday. Friday, Saturday, October 8th and 9th. Austin, Texas, baby. Followed by October 10th, Dallas. And then October 14th, 17th, St. Louis. October 22, Brea Improv, baby. All tickets at craigconant.com. Come get these jokes. I got a ton of shows in LA these next 2 weeks. They'll be all up in my stories. We got Venice Beach, Hollywood Improv, some sick lineups. Some of them headlining a bar show. LA, baby. That's how we get down. And I love you all. Thank you so much for listening and showing up to my shows and copying merch. You guys really letting me live my dream come true. I love and appreciate all of y'all. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I did it. I love heart. You know, I'm serious and silly. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Listen in. Tune into this episode with me. Are we rolling?
Yes.
We are rolling. Hey, everybody. I just got to give a shout out to Butter. We're going straight into butter. Mantequilla. And I love it. I love it. I gave him a hash brown with a little veggie sausage.
Oh, it was veggie sausage?
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Actually, it was pretty
wouldn't
good.
have
It's
guessed.
the only veggie sausage I like. Veggie breakfast sausage from Trader Joe's frozen section. $2.99.
Oh, is the meatless patties?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
They're pretty good. But just butter, guys. Butter. You got to slap butter on everything. I just love butter. I'm team butter all the way. And I'm unfortunately, I go a little too far and I usually get sick from it. I could tell. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, that's butter diarrhea. You're like, oh, that's oily. And it's just out of glutton. I just like the salty. And you got to get some good butter. Country crock and your hydrogenated oils, get the fuck out of here. I lower cholesterol. No, you're killing the people. You're made by Monsanto and Procter Gamble. I don't know. Fuck your margarine. Get real butter. Get some salted butter. Get that unsalted shit out of here. What are you baking cookies, bro? Get some salt. And even if you are baking some cookies, what's a little sodium for the old ticker, you know? It's so good. You got to slab on butter. It's the only way to eat shit. And I mean, even if it's not melted, I'll put it in like it's a slice of bologna, you know, and the waffle, I'll just fold it in half and I'll just eat a little 1/4 inch of butter, waffle butter sandwich. Because I'm a savage like that. And it's fucking good. And you could taste butter in every bite. And you just feel the salt and the squishies. And it's so good. Oh, my God. I'm going to marry butter. Sorry, Sadie. Butter's my gal. I love it. I love it. I just had to give my heart to butter. I hope
What'd
not.
you say, your Nana got you into butter?
Nana, that's what started it. I gave him a plate of hash browns and meatless meat on a Bert and Ernie plate that we'll insert a picture of right here. And I used to eat waffles at it at my Nana. She'd cook for me naked. Her tits would be jiggling, and I'd be like, Nana, nice waffles. And she always had her tits out. So weird. Anyways, she just make us waffles. Not at waffle time. Ask my sisters. We gotta have them back on. And then, she just melt butter. She had this looked like a little witch's pot, you know, with the handle and the spout. Looked like you make a bullet in it, you know, and just like heat it up, you know, like some, you know what I'm trying to say. And then she'd melt the butter and pour a little in every single square.
Oh, yeah.
Every single, not a square missed. Just oil. Just fucking butter, man. Oh, I had high cholesterol when I was 9 years old. They tested me in grammar school at Victor Elementary in Torrance. And I remember my snack switched to like broccoli and carrots. And it was just because I had my hand in the butter jar and the mayonnaise jar. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Well, it's funny. I had that same Bert and Ernie plate when I was a kid.
It's a great plate.
Yeah.
It's a great plate. It reached darker times in my life. I think I've talked about
Oh, yeah.
it. Because I when she passed, I took the plate with me, and then I started snorting Coke and Oxycontin off of it. So it was like fond memories with my Nana and dark days living at home with my mother, grandmother, cousins, and uncles and shit. Just drugged out in a room, in a bunk bed. I had bunk beds. I hit my head on that bunk. It had built-in wooden bunk beds. And I hit my head and back on that bunk bed hundreds of times. Unbelievable. One time I jumped up and I hit it in the middle of my spine, just wood, built-in wood, and it cut me, the board, the square board. No, cut because I jumped.
Yeah.
I hit because I was high. Because I was always high, and I would forget that there's a bunk above my head. Making love was hard too. You just have to be like because it was low ceilings. You have to be real close. Titties to titties. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no doggy style and that. Maybe laying down style. Yeah, that was a bad place for sexy time. The old built-in bunk beds with about 3 feet of room. We got it done. And then one time I think there was a mouse in my couch next to me. And I couldn't tell if I was high, if there was a mouse there. I may have told the story before.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what it was that was trapped in the couch.
I think a mouse.
And you just didn't care? Or...
I just went to bed.
Yeah.
I just closed my eyes. Because I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to fight the mouse? He won. That's your couch. I got scared sitting in it. You forget. Time heals all wounds. Mr. Cat's on my new Datsurara backpack. Is that what it's called?
Datsusara.
We went from 1 Datsusara backpack to 3 because I gave yours away to a homeless man. I ordered the wrong size. The videos are misleading, but I don't mind giving my money to a small company rather than Eastpak. Okay, JanSport. I see you.
Are those the same company?
I have no idea. I just know they're big time. And Datsusara small time. I ordered the small because I wanted a smaller backpack, and then I got it, and it looked funny on my back. You ruined it.
It's like
for
the
me.
child size.
I got the child size backpack, and it looks funny. So then I had to get the regular. You got the regular size one, but then your giant laptop over here. This guy.
It's 15 inches, but it's like really thick, so it doesn't fit.
This guy's got a thick laptop, ladies. You hear that? I call it laptop. It's a laptop.
Yeah.
Right? I've been saying laptop for maybe 20 since they came out.
I guess it makes sense.
I feel like you're going to the lab. Yeah. That's what I figured.
Computer lab.
Lap. Everyone puts it on a desk. Or a tray. Not their lap. You get radiation poisoning in your nutsack. I read it. That's how that movie The Hills Have Eyes was made. They played on their laptop and it made their nuts nuclear. And then they had these nuclear babies that killed people. It's a crazy movie. Watch it. That movie ruined me. That was too much horror.
That is a scary one. The new one, right?
Yeah. I saw that in theaters and it just traumatized me.
There's like never a moment of levity. It's just dark the whole time.
It's
and,
the worst
gross.
movie I've ever seen. It's so bad.
Who made that? Was that a Rob Zombie one?
I don't know, but it falls in the same category as his. Rob Zombie, what's going on over there? Those movies you made. Horror. Scary. Let's go back to butter. I think we covered. Did we finish the buttons? Did we button everything up? trying to be more conscious of beginning, middle, and endings to my tangents. But let me tell you what has helped me. This is not sponsored. I wish. I read urethra herbs. It's Athrea herbs. My sister gave me these healthy mind pills. It's just some hippie shit. It's nothing, just herbs. What do we got? Passion flower. Ella, E-L-A. Shankapushpi. It's Indian herbs. Harida. I can't pronounce this shit. Gaduchi. Yashmadhu. That's licorice. Ashwagandha, winter cherry. Kapachuchu. It's called Healthy Mind. I would compare it to Joe Rogan's got his On It pills. Just gets the blood going. I noticed she gave me those and I took them before my longer sets because sometimes when I have 2 hours in one night, it was very hard to differentiate the sets.
Yeah.
Why do I talk like this? And so I took these and I was like, whoa, I'm way clear up here. And I stopped smoking the Chiba.
Nice.
That doesn't help.
I can't imagine it would.
Just panic and terror.
Yeah.
Because you're like...
Just any regular task can be scary when you're high, and like going on stage and doing an hour.
Yeah, there's some people that smoke and go up. Oh, I'm about to go up. Let me... And then go up. I'm like, what? What are you, Superman? What are you, Superman? And this is healthy colon. I just thought that would be funny. Because they always have them side by side, and I almost took the colon. So I'm just not clear-headed and just like bubble guts. Oh... The butter's kicking in. The butter's coming. I got a lot of notes. We had some fun times on the road. Oh my God. Did I talk about Austin, Texas? I did a private show for a rehab.
No.
I am coming to Austin too. We'll plug my dates up top. I'll do an intro. I should have done that. Hey, everyone who's been coming to my shows. Oh my God, thank you. I fucking love you, dude. They've been good. They were small. A couple of them were small, but they were mighty. Like, I don't even care, dude. They were cracking. Everyone was like, Hartford's going to be rough. And I was scared because I've never been there. I've never toured there. I don't know, And I don't know, we had 60, 75 peeps, but that shit was lit, bro. There was a whole table of cops. I was taking a shit and they didn't have a bathroom in the green room, so I was in the public one. And they came in, there were 2 cops who were laughing, like, and they're like, what if that's him taking a shit? And then I came out and they're like, I was like, it was me taking a shit. And then they asked for a photo in the shitter and the urinals are in the background. Oh, I should have them.
Do you have that?
Fuck, no. I hope they didn't tag me in it. Anyways, I got a little nervous. It's like, cops are here,
Yeah.
A whole table of them. And dude, we're all the same. These cops were fucking lit. Normally, I'm like, I don't trust you guys, but they were cracking up the entire show, and then we hung out a little bit afterwards. Well, they were drinking. I was smoking, and then they were just chilling, man. They were fun mofos, and I was just like, dude, we're all the same, These guys, it made me think like, damn, I want to party with some cops. I was like, you could get away with anything. No. Yeah. What else? I got some notes here. Stories from the road. We were jaywalking. Me and Mike Mazzilotti were jaywalking in, God, what city was it? It's all a blur. I think this was Buffalo. And it was like a busy street too. It was like a city. It was like downtown Buffalo. So we're jaywalking and I see a cop come and we just smoked the joint on that side of the street and our hotel's on this side of the street. So we smoke a joint, jaywalking, and I see a cop and I just panic, go, ah, and I just start running and then my hat blows off and then I have to run back into the street to get my hat in front of the cops. And then I just sprint towards the hotel and we're just laughing. Just laughing, just high, laughing, running from the cops, even though I just didn't want to find out if they do jaywalking there. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm out of here. I just said, and and my hat blew off. My hat blew off. Am I a Three Stooges? I think I'm a Three Stooges. I step on the rat trap right before stage. I'm running from the cops, loosely,
Yeah.
and then my hat blows off and blows in front of the cops. And I'm just like, no. Are you joking me, bro? This is my Christmas list. That's not the pot. There we go. Oh, God, this is dark. At my cousin's funeral, I'm not gonna name anybody anymore because I fuck up and that's on me. Anyways, if you're mad at me for naming you, I agree with you and I'm sorry. But one cousin hugged another cousin and he got food all over her back. And I just couldn't stop laughing. I saw the whole thing happen. It's like, look at this fool. And then I was like, oh, he's like, oh, she got shit in her hair and on her dress.
Was he holding food?
He's just a wild guy, Yeah, maybe we'll talk more in depth than that on the Patreon.
Okay.
My mom trying to describe rigor mortis and she was calling it metamorphosis at the funeral.
Why is she talking about rigor mortis to begin with?
Because she's my mother. I don't know. We're extremely inappropriate always.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's my entire family. And then they get mad at me for doing it. I'm like, where do you think I learned it from? You guys. We all say everyone's always pissed off at everybody. Some of my cousins, we're talking to my other cousins, because one of my cousins likes Trump or some shit. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, you guys, let that shit go. Whatever. You like farts? I don't like farts. I still love you. I mean, I said that wrong. You know what I'm saying? Can't we all just get along? I don't understand why political beliefs or now medical beliefs just split people. It's like, what, just
I think it's Facebook.
It's Facebook. You can disagree with someone without wishing death upon them, guys. Is that so hard to understand? You're wrong. Oh, I'm wrong. I'll fucking kill your whole family. It's crazy out there. Just, okay, cool. See you later. Want to go get a coffee? Starbucks. Bleh. Oh, that's some good matcha. Mr. Cat, you're so cool. Okay, we got more. Rigor mortis. Check. I guess, okay, we'll just do that one later. In the middle of all the cousins' funeral notes is just talk about Harry Potter. That's why I was so confused. I was like, why is that in the middle of that? Anyway, you're inspired when you're inspired. I was crying at my cousin's funeral and my mom flashes me a Kotex. That's a maxi pad. It's like a diaper because she pisses when she laughs or coughs. And because I was just like that, it was sad. And then my mom just bust out a freaking maxi pad. I don't want to talk about my cousin too much because I don't want to cry on my podcast. But rest in peace, Elena. I love you. And I'll see you when I see you. Might have a little time in purgatory, but I'll catch up to you. Thanks for the fruit. She gave me fruit. Norma. I don't understand my own note. Norma ate everything on my plate. Norma's note, you always ate everything on your plate. I don't understand. Oh, I understand now. So we wrote letters to Elena, and then someone got up there and read them.
Okay.
And Norma's note to Elena, my fallen cousin, Rose up, cousin. Yeah. And then was I love you, I miss you. I always remember you ate everything on your plate or something like that. And it's like, that's what you wrote. That's what you wrote. What?
I get it.
You
That's like a good kid thing, right? Like the good kid always eat, vegetables, whatever's on your plate,
Oh,
you eat it
okay.
all. Like,
All right. She was a big.
okay.
Till- That's why everyone was like Norma. Tilly said she left after the lady. I don't understand this one either. I need to leave.
Who wrote these?
I did. Tilly said she left after Lady's sweet note to my dead cousin. Oh, I remember. Some lady wrote a really sweet note to my cousin, and they read it. And then after they read it, they say who it's from, love. Yeah. And then they said love, blah, bitty blue, And my mom goes, she left. Like she already left. That's what it was. Tilly, don't. What? Why? Oh my God, my mom's crazy. So they were reading a note and they were talking about the clothes my cousin would wear, and then my mom just went like this, gorditas, which means like chubby girls.
Oh.
Yeah. But like, is that my cousin's funeral? They're talking about clothes, and then my mom just goes gorditas, and then we're just giggling. We're like, "What, Tilly? Stop laughing." My whole family is a combo of laugh, cry the whole time. We're just like that. She flashed me her diaper, guys. Oh, and then my cousin Gus was DJing, and he did an absolutely amazing job. And every song was fire. And then after all the notes read to my cousin, that was awesome, minus my mom and aunt's comments a couple times. Just kidding. That was lit too. He played that song, that Rain in Africa song. Dude, you know what song?
Yeah.
How does it go?
I bless the rain down in Africa.
Yeah, rain. Yeah. That's the song you play? After all, he was banger after banger. He was playing hits for every generation. Yeah. Hit. Last song of the funeral, after everyone's crying and they did their speeches, Rain in Africa. And I'm like, that one? That one? Bro, come on. He batted 99 out of 100, but that last one. Anyways. Oh, Jesus, there's more. My cousin, when she was on her deathbed with hospice and my family, and they were holding their hands doing a prayer, and my mom kept farting and laughing, and my cousin Elena got mad at her and yelled at her right before she passed. This is terrible. I'm sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, they said that, and I was like, Mom, really? And she goes, yeah. She said I couldn't stop. They were doing a prayer, and my mom just kept farting, going, oops, sorry, oops. Oh, we gotta get Tilly back on. Oh, man. That is funny.
It's hard not to laugh when you fart.
It is.
In like a room full of people and they all hear it. It's hard.
It's poof. This is crazy. I don't know what to say. My mom farted on my dying cousin during prayer. What else is there to say? This isn't funny. It's pretty funny. Anyways, I'm going to get in trouble for all this stuff.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
It's not my fault. I loved her. It's what are you gonna do?
What did she eat?
Everything. Tilly's always up to no good. She likes Mexican food. She likes rich, creamy foods, farts, beans, farts, like a nice shrimp pasta, farts. Yeah. She's always farting and always losing a front tooth. She swallowed 3 teeth, 3 front tooth over the years.
Some of those are fillings, right? Like,
No, it's the same tooth.
it's the replacement.
Yeah. It's either this one or this one. It's front row, though.
Yeah.
That's all I know. Again, she lost it again. Unbelievable. And yep. That is okay. Let's talk about Harry Potter. I've talked about this before, and I got churning and burning with it. Who was it with? I don't know. It was with them comics. And I was trying to tell these people, because a lot of people like me for a decade plus thought Harry Potter's was bullshit and it's for kids. And I was like, no, little kids get shot in the head in that shit and they die.
Damn.
That shit is real. It's not real, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a movie. It's a movie. It's Goodfellas level. They're snuffing kids. It's good versus evil. You think this is a game? This isn't Happy Harry Potter. This kid's an orphan. He lives in a dungeon and he overtakes the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord's whacking his friends on the way up. They're 12. Just bah. I was like, that kid's got a shot in the head. He's dead. Why am I crying? Who made this? I thought this was fun and games. That is a good movies. And I hear the books are even better, but who's going to read that? I read the funnies.
Yeah, they're like 800-page books, aren't they?
Yeah, and there's 7 of them, 8 of them. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
A lot of them. Yeah, big books. I read headlines only and then believe that. Believe that. I never read what it actually is. Did you know the news is classified as entertainment and not facts?
I think TV news for sure.
No, old Clinton did that. I learned that. A fun fact. It used to be factuals, and you had to report facts, and then they signed something classifying as entertainment to make it spicier. And here we are. Who is vacuuming right now? Anyways, we need not go down that road. I believe CNN and Fox. Oddly enough, something you mix those two together, and somewhere in the middle lies the truth. Extremes on all sides, and we're done with that. I caught Mr. Cat hunting. That was the coolest shit ever. It was a squirrel. He didn't get him, thank God.
Yeah.
Also, I think that squirrel is pretty feisty. I mean, they're going to give him a run for the money for a second. Because if he gets a couple, he might go, oh.
Yeah.
But I caught him just tweaked out at the bottom of a tree looking up at this squirrel, and he didn't even see me. He just saw blood. It's like, mister. And he wouldn't come out of it. I had to clap.
Yeah.
And then he looked at me all cracked out. He's like I'm hunting, bro. What you doing? Primordial instincts coming through. God, cats are gorgeous, beautiful creatures, but don't bring me any butterflies or mice anymore, mister. There was more to it than that, and I forgot.
Does he do the little chirp at birds? Yeah.
Yeah, what is that thing? It's
I read
so
it's like
cute.
they're trying to mimic the sound to try and trick them. Like maybe they'll get them to come over. Like, I'm a bird too.
God, that's wild. They're so funny. I'm a cat man. You know that song? I'm a scat man. Should have been cat man. I'm a cat man. I love cats. Oh my God, I did Boston. That show was fire. It was upstairs. It wasn't. It wasn't a comedy club. It's like a club. It's like a White Bull Tavern. They have a bar underneath, bands, DJs, and shit. But upstairs is like this low ceiling brick room that seats probably about 150. It's perfect for comedy. Oh my god, it was everything you would want. And the show was fire, but they started bumping music underneath.
Oh.
At the first night, I had 5 minutes left. So the last 5 minutes, just pulsating, boom, 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 like Daft Punk. Douche, douche, douche. So the last 5 minutes, nothing. But then the next night, it happened during the first 5 minutes. So then I had to do 40 minutes with boom, boom, boom. And I am mad at myself because I didn't record it. I have it on audio, but that's why I asked Chris. I was like, you need to tell me what camera to buy. I got to start recording this shit. Because I was just dancing. I was just bobbing and weaving during my set. I couldn't even control it. It felt like the bass was underneath the stage. Yeah. And I just kept wiggling to some jokes, but it like worked and it was very funny. Because I couldn't, like, they knew, they felt it. It was the same pulsation, just gung, gung, gung. And boy, 40 minutes and 5 minutes is a big difference. And I was just actually extremely happy to be like, oh, I handled that, because I just think like even a year or two ago, I don't know if I would have handled that. So I'll be like, this is crazy. I can't do this. Because it's extremely distracting. You're trying to do bits, and then there's literally vibrating pulsation of like that bass music too, that Daft Punk shit is the best. Like dum dum dum, and I was just wiggling and waggling around a little bit. Just wiggling around a little bit. That was crazy. I drove down an alley and someone just screwed all these art on the end of the wooden fence at the end of the alley, like just an alley, a trash alley, like where people park and dumpsters are. And I was just like, why don't we do more shit like this, Because I was just driving down a shitty alley with bumpy road and dumpsters and cars, and I look up, I was like, oh, that's nice.
Like paintings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like all those paintings you see someone throw out on the street they don't want, they just put them up like on the shit wall that no one gave a fuck about.
Yeah.
But it was like kind of like guerrilla gardening. There's all these people gardening in the hood, just planting produce for people to eat. And it's like, why aren't all front lawns cabbage and radishes, jalapenos, tomatoes? You grow tomatoes, I'll grow apples. I'll trade you. I'll pay you on Tuesday for a cheeseburger today. That's how we are. We're all wimpy over here, and we could be growing produce. It's just every noise happening ever right now. Is this picking up?
I think so.
I'm sorry, everybody. I thought they didn't mow the lawn on Tuesdays. It used to be Wednesdays.
Wednesday, yeah. And they were doing it when I got here like an hour ago. I thought it'd be done by now.
Yep. I believe we even chose Tuesdays for a lot of reasons, but like, oh, the lawnmowers don't come that day. Let's do it then.
Yeah.
Then they switch it up. And I am out of notes. There was so much more. I didn't write them all down. What are you going to do?
I think there's a drill going on now, too.
Yeah. Is someone getting a cavity upstairs? Because it doesn't even sound like a normal drill. It sounds like the dentist. Yeah. I say no Novocaine. I know I've talked about that before, but I need to get some dental work again. And I'm just like, are you going to do no Novocaine?
Wait, you can't have Novocaine?
I can. I just tell them not to because I don't like having a numb mouth.
Doesn't it hurt?
Not really. It just...
Sometimes I can feel a little something even though I'm
only root
up.
canals hurt.
Yeah. Oh, man, yeah, they do.
Yeah, root canal's next level. I think I'm going to pull this tooth. I have a root canal, a cap, a dead tooth, or whatever. I'm going to say, get that fucker out of here.
Wait, is it crowned?
Yeah, but the crown broke in half.
Oh.
I need dental work. Where's my dental?
Is that from when you got punched in the face? Is it still?
No, that one's up here. That one's just cracked in half.
Is it? You haven't had that fixed?
I asked them about that. I was like, what's about that cracked in half one? He's like, I mean, we could crown it, but it's It is what it is. Yeah. Ouch.
Do you chew with that side of your face?
I just chew around a little bit, you know. I just chew around town, you know. Wee. Just chewing around a little bit. Okay, that's it. What else, Chris? Hang on.
Were there? I feel like there must have been cops at the Moose Lodge when you were a kid. Does that not? Do those worlds not cross? Like the VFW.
I don't know if there was. If they were the dirty cop. I'll just say that. These bars had illegal gambling halls in the back, and everyone's gambling and drinking.
Yeah, that might either. If there are, you're right. They must have been dirty.
Well, cops love to gamble.
Yeah.
They love to drink. They love to smoke. They love all this shit.
There were so many kids from my elementary school and high school that became cops, and it was entirely just so no one could tell them what to do anymore.
Hey, maybe I'll become a cop. Oh man, get off my back. Wild in the streets. Okay, we got Buffalo, Albany. Which one was Albany? Albany, Mike Mazzulotti. Mazzulotti and Nolan Culver opened for me in Albany, Buffalo, and what was the other one? Help me out. Hartford. And Mike's from Albany, and he's a partier, and we pull up. We're driving to the show, and we see people tailgating and playing cornhole. And he goes, "Those are probably my friends." And why did I say friends that way? I didn't mean to. And then we get closer, and he goes, "Those are my friends." I was like, "Oh man, they better not heckle us." This is before the show. They're out there slamming beers, playing cornhole. I was like, "This isn't a Chargers game. What are you guys doing? This is a show." Anyways, they were awesome. They did not heckle, and they were dope as fuck. And they gave them they were so funny. They're like, "We know you gotta fly home, so we just gave you a little bit of weed." Cut to him dumping out a grocery bag full of stuff, just 3 different kinds of herbs, a quarter each. A little bit. I just gave you a little bit. You give him a half ounce, and gummies and edibles and stuff. Just, I was like, I just laughed at the amount of it. I should have took a picture of it. I was like, oh my God, this is too much. Mister, you getting fleas everywhere? My cat's got fleas. I got bit up on my ankle. Oh, Wiki Feets, what's up? I gotta start slinging foot picks, man. I need to buy a car and my mom a car.
And 2 crowns.
And dental. I should just fix my teeth. I don't need a new car. Old Betsy got 209,000 miles. I swear to God, she'll last another 100. I'm a practical guy. It's just like, I love that car.
I think, Camrys are easy to get parts for, right? Like
everything's affordable and cheap.
Yeah.
Gas is great on gas. Just Camry, man. God, I'm so old. You gotta get yourself a Camry, man. What the fuck? I was channeling Jim Brewer right there. Yeah, man. And Tommy Chong. I can't talk so good. Anywho.
What's next for the tour?
I have Palm Springs, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, St. Louis. I got Brea. I forgot. I wanted to continue to talk about my Camry. I don't want to brag. But hey, stop licking my backpack. Sorry, I got distracted. My cat's just making out with my backpack. Hey, dude, stop. Hey, man. He's still... That's not your paw. He's missing. He's missing. My cat is just absolutely just licking my backpack. No wonder sometimes my jeans are just wet. Why are you licking fabric, bro? So I did the show at Stage 5 Car Wraps in Irvine. It was the worst show I've ever done in my life. I'm just kidding. No, my homie runs it. I love him. I love what he does. But it was by a airport. I've done this show before, and I forgot about the airplanes. And I was like, dog, we got to move this indoors. Every 37 seconds, a plane goes through. Do you know how loud jets are? It's impossible. It was impossible. Everyone kept making fun and laughing at the jets while on stage. And as a comic, you go, oh, I'm not going to do that. And then you get up there and you're like, oh, my God, now I understand. Why do we all comics do that? Like, if everybody's bombing, every once in a while, one or two comics will turn it. But 9 out of 10 times, every comic does this in their head. Oh, I'll get them. And then they get up there and they go, oh, no. No wonder they were bombing. Like, we're all good not all, but, most everyone's, if they're doing it long enough, they get good. Sometimes rooms are just tough or near impossible. And when you got turbojet engines going off, it becomes near impossible. But with that being said, my homie Jay at Stage 5 Wraps in Irvine, California, is the shit, and he's going to wrap my Camry, so the Camry's getting a facelift. Woohoo! Old Camry's going to come out gunmetal gray. No more old lady champagne peach. It's like it's the most bitchy old lady color.
It's like almost brown.
Like light brown, creamy, champagne-y, pinky, beigey, Not that there's anything wrong with that. Those just aren't my colors, guys.
What about the interior?
It's going to stay the same. Maybe he'll glue my roof up a little better. I'm like, come on, man. You got to know any tricks better than push pins? You got any more tricks up your sleeve? He's like, yeah, more push pins. I'm a simple man. But boy, I want a truck. And boy, I want to buy my mama a car. Even though she's got money to buy her own car. I just want to be balling and be like, we're doing good. We're doing goddamn good. But we ain't buying 2 brand new cars good. We'll get there. We'll get there, baby. Oh, that's what I want to talk about. Kanye album. And I understand, now that you said that, that changes things a little bit. The Donda album, my dumbass didn't even know his mother's name was Donda, even though I've been listening to that album on repeat for about 3 weeks now. And I went, oh, that makes sense. I will say this, though, because a lot of people, I listened to the Kanye album at first glance. I was like, I don't know, and then I kept listening to it and I was like, holy shit, this is a masterpiece. And I could compare it to other albums that did that to me was Outkast's Speaker Box and The Love Below. The Love Below, at first I was in a speaker box. I was like, what the fuck is The Love Below? Yeah. I don't understand this. And then over time, I was like, oh my God, The Love Below is amazing. It's out there. It's different, And I did the same thing with the Gorillaz Demon Days. At first listen, I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I was like, holy shit, this is a beautiful, perfect album. And I felt the same way about Kanye's Donda album. At first glance, I was like, I don't know. A lot of Jesus talk. Even though I'm down with Jesus, I'm just not super religious or into any man-written book, but I just grew up with the man, and, I'm half Mexican, so Espíritu Santo Maria, Virgen de Maria, Guadalupe. I don't know, I'm just being weird, I'm sorry. But Jesus Christos is pretty dope. And I love it because he made like a gaudy album, but sound like trap music. Mm-hmm. Just sound like hood, like where normally you're like, instead of rapping about a drive-by or fucking guns and drugs, like one of the songs, he's like, I think let's get it right. Like get it right. Like just everything is about vibrating higher, and how we're all godlike creatures and can create, and we all have a light in us, which I'm down with all that shit. And it just sounds so hood, you know, and but it's so positive, which is my ultimate favorite shit on earth. I think I'm a Gemini. I love duality. That's why I love Pac so much. That's why I like these songs like by Hani El Khatib. It's called Two Brothers. It's the most uplifting, positive sounding song. But then it's about death, you know.
Yeah.
Or like Foster and the People, that song sounds so happy. And it's about Columbine and murdering kids. You're just like, whoa, this is dark. But I like the duality of that. And Kanye's album, the lyrics are all positive, and, you know, whether you're into God or not, you could just change the words. That's what I like, you know. Like if you ain't into Jesus, just say energy, universe, God's wee-wee. You say what you gotta say, baby. And that's why I like it. Bigger gig in the sky, as Pink Floyd would say. The big gig in the sky. I like that one. Just some sort of intelligent design, because if we came from nothing and we go to nothing, then why is this so hard? Help me, God, please. Anyways, I love that album. It has absolutely lifted my spirits up quite a bit. And just skip the first song and you'll be all right.
And that was my problem. Was just
skip the. How did you not know not to skip that?
Well, I like to.
Oh, I get it.
Once upon a time, I used to give Kanye the whole like headphones, sit there, experience, and then like, I think Yeezus was the first one where, or after I had done that, I was like, I don't know if I needed to give it that level of a listen, and since then I really haven't.
Yeah, his last album was whatever. It had like 2 or 3 good songs.
That's kind of how I feel about this one.
No, well, I thought that in the beginning.
But like I said, I really haven't.
Once I listened to it over and over, how I listen to albums is in a car or on that. Now with the road, I travel so much, headphones on a plane.
That's a good.
So once I get it like that, because if you just put it on in your house and you're walking around working, you're not going to get into it. You are absolutely, if you are listening to it on headphones or alone driving in your car, and it's all you hear, all of a sudden a week later, those songs are in you. And that's how I just process albums. Because I could listen to 1,000,000 albums, but they don't stick. I won't be bobbing my head to the lyrics or the message a week or 2 later. And with this one, I was just like, oh shit. Like he's making me praise Jesus, but with my pistol, you know, let's get right. Praise God. And I just love it because it sounds hard and heavy and dope, but it's a positive message of light. And if you really listen to the lyrics, it's really deep shit that I feel that we need right now, you know. It's a little bit heavy out there, so it's just like, here's a little light, here's a little, and he even says it in the lyrics in the album, you know. He makes fun of how gaudy he is and how gaudy his album is, and that's why I even love it even more. He's conscious of it, and he's like, and I can't quote him, I'm not a rapper, and you see how I talk and how my brain works. Let me take the whole bottle of these healthy minds and maybe. And then, I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna marry it. Move over, butter. The Donda album's coming in hot. Yummy. And if you don't like it, that's all. It's cool, man. I just think it's a headphone or a car. It sounds silly and stupid, but it's a couple of listens, and then you go, oh, I don't know. I think that's how a lot of people will feel, and they'll revisit it later and be like, God damn, Kanye. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. And the debate over him and Drake, and I'm not really a Drake fan, but I did give that a listen, and it is fire. Drake is fire. He is so good. I can't take that from him. I'm just saying, Kanye feels like his heart and soul went into the album, and Drake felt like he's a genius and he went into the formula machine, you know. It's just nothing different. It's nothing new. It's just the Drake.
Yeah, he's got to crank out like 8 singles for the radio.
And he takes over, and it's cool. And my buddy explained the Red Hot Chili Peppers like that to me, because I am a fan. I'm not like a diehard fan, but I came up in the '80s and Blood Sugar, Sex Magic. My cousin Don gave me one of their T-shirts. I was like 9, so I thought it was all cool. And yeah, of course they're fucking great. But over time, they just are the form. They just know how to go in, make an album, and come out like it's a 9 to 5. I can't explain it other than that. It's just formulated. You're like, oh, you know the system. You know what's going to work, and you do that rather than I'm going to go do something different,
Yeah.
And my buddy said that to me, and I was like, damn, why'd you say that? It kind of ruined it for me because they all kind of sound the same but different,
Yeah.
And it's all great. It's good. That's but it's like the same. It's just a different version of the same song. But it's hard to do that, like you can't always be cranking out genius albums, and they're genius people. Like that's why you got to give it up to the Radioheads of the world and the Queens of the Stone Age. Like people, and now we got a trash day. We got a dumpster coming by. And just those guys that always put out different sound, like David Bowie, Prince, Led Zeppelin. Just every album different and listenable all the way through.
There are some people who I think try to do that. They try to make everything different, and I kind of wish they would be more
the same.
Like they had one great album, and then the next couple aren't so good, and you're like, oh, you had something. You should have just kept making that.
Yeah, it can backfire too. Everything's so fickle and finicky because I know what you're talking about, where it's almost like, hey, you try to go, maybe like a Coldplay, like, hey, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know enough about them to.
I know the first 2 albums I love very much so, and then it's really hard. It's hard to keep up gold, These are extremely talented geniuses, and it's hard.
And I think there's like a shelf life on musical genius. Like you get a couple of good albums and then those are your best work. And
well, look at Kanye's first 2.
Yeah.
Holy moly. And then I think almost every album he's ever done is fire. But the first 2 and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, that to me was his perfect album. I was like, whoa. And now I think Donda. But that's just my personal choice. It's a bit gaudy, so obviously that ain't going to be for everybody. But I think Donda took over. Let's get right.
There's no swearing in it, right? Like it's all self-censored, I think.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting.
I did too.
Because everybody swears. They swear that there's tons of swears that are just silenced.
Yeah.
So it's not like they wrote around it.
I wouldn't say tons, but...
Well, there's a couple prominent ones where you're like, something got cut out. What word they were saying.
Yeah. I imagine I didn't look into this, but I imagine he maybe gave them a heads up because there absolutely was some cuss words bleeped, but it didn't feel like overwhelming.
No.
At all. Maybe only like 1 or 2 little parts of a couple songs. So maybe he was like, hey, maybe just don't say
I guess
so much because we are cutting this shit.
It's like more accessible to everyone that way.
He also said that they released it without him knowing.
It was scheduled to come out, and I think he was on board with that. But yeah, when it first came out, there was one track that was blacked out on Spotify, at least. And it was because of the rights to the song hadn't been figured out yet. So they didn't release that song. And then he went on Twitter and said, like, they released it early and they won't release the rights to this song. And then, like, I think an hour later, they released the rights to that song.
Twitter works.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Twitter. Good job.
But that album was supposed to come out like a month earlier.
Oh, really?
Did you hear about all this?
He wanted to keep making it longer, right?
I think, well, he was waiting on some verses and to get clearance for some verses that he had. But, like, he did a whole stadium show. And then he just inhabited that stadium. He like stayed in like a locker room and continued to work on the album for like a month. Just in a room in a stadium.
That's weird.
It just was like, because it was during the NBA finals, they had a commercial for the album. And it was with somebody from the Olympics was running, and it was like, this album coming out Friday. And then Friday came and went. He did his like...
He just stayed in a stadium, huh?
Yeah, he had
How did I miss? I don't follow a lot of pop culture. I should read up on this shit.
Because I was excited. I mean, and I do like some of the tracks.
Weird, huh?
He really is.
I'm just going to stay at the Staples Center for a little while. Never mind these 5-star hotels across the street. And there's like my $1 million homes all over the country. I don't know where he lives.
Yeah, lots of places.
Lots of places. And I'm going to stay in this stadium.
And they had events, and he would like go out and see what was going on. Like, oh, there's a basketball game. Let me go watch some of that. And then he'd go back into his like tiny.
And they just let him. He just rented it out. That's Kanye. Yeah. I would too. You stay here, Kanye. Do whatever you want. I'll just move my podcast somewhere else. You stay right here. What a weird genius motherfucker. I'm just gonna stay in this stadium a while. It's like, what's genius? What's mental illness? What's a publicity stunt? Nobody knows anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the extent of your mental illness, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm going to cheer these Lakers on. What city?
I don't know.
I just think of Staples Center. God, that is so funny. What a crazy motherfucker. God bless his music, though. I really enjoy it. I drank all my water. Well, Soldier, how long have we been rolling?
56 minutes.
That's good enough.
He was paid $1 million a day to live in the belly of Mercedes-Benz Stadium in a stuffy room that resembled a jail cell.
He was paid.
Yeah.
They paid him.
Wait, now this says he's paying $150,000 per day to live at the stadium. There's conflicting stuff.
What is the news? Have you seen those?
No, it says he paid.
He paid. Okay.
Paid $1 million. Yeah, sorry.
$1 million total, $150,000 a day.
$1 million per day. Some people say $150K per day, but he paid to stay there. I don't know where Mercedes-Benz Stadium is.
All right, let's look for an out here, Soldier. I need something funny and happy to end on. Did I shit myself? There was so many more funny stories on the road. I need to get better at documenting life, but let me tell you what. It's nice not being on your phone and enjoying the goddamn moment.
Yeah.
But then when it comes time to talking about stuff, and I'm like, remember this? I remember the hat flying off. That's one. That one you don't forget. And let me just retrace my steps. Oh, got it. I took a red eye to New York because it's such a long flight. It's 6 hours, but the time difference is what fucks you. So to get to the show on time, I have to leave at like 5 a.m. or whatever. I don't even know because it's 6 hour flight. It's at 9 hours. And the airlines had 0 options the day of flight, but they had a red eye the night before. That, of course, was affordably priced. And I was like, oh, I'll just take the red eye over and sleep the entire night through on the plane. No. It's the worst idea ever. I was just like this, just upright and coach because I ain't there yet.
Yeah.
And that was the time like, you haven't learned enough lessons. This is when you just pay extra and do first class.
Or even that like Comfort Plus.
Or at least Comfort Plus. Spend the extra Benjamin for Comfort Plus. You're in the middle seat. Wait, what was it? There was a horror story. It was a horror story. The first flight, and there was a layover. I mean, connecting, whatever.
Oh, jeez.
You know? So the first flight, I'm against the shitter. The middle bathroom. The toilet room. And my chair doesn't recline.
Yeah.
And in front of me, there is a 6'4" fucking dreadlock white dude who smells like BO.
Yeah.
Not even the dreads. I don't give a fuck about dread smell. That don't bug me, but this does. Yeah. Onion armpits. And then he leans back. So he's leaned back, and he's huge head of hair, stinky armpits. So I got armpit smell, and behind me I got shitter smell. But not really turd so much, but that blue chemical.
Yeah.
Just chemical and a light smell of poop. Plus BO from the fucking hippie in front of me. And I know I'm a hippie. Calling a hippie. And I can't recline, and I'm on a red-eye flight to New York. Just like this, like contemplating life. Just like, this sucks. This sucks. And then we have a layover in Atlanta. I just punched the mic. And then the next seat, what was this one? This one was awful too. I was ranting about it to Mike. I don't remember. Son of a gun. I think this was a middle seat. I think this one I was saved though. I was saved. I was pinned. I had window. Oh, that's what it was. I had fucking window, and there was a huge dude next to me, and then he had the foresight. He goes, "Hey, that shit is empty over there. Can I sit there?" And they let him, and I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah.
Because we were all miserable. And then mine didn't recline again because the emergency door was behind me.
Oh, Jesus.
So 2 for 2, I didn't recline. And you don't realize how important that 4 inches is when you're trying to sleep, because it is the difference of being able to lean back and rest your head and actually possibly fall asleep, or the whole the folly dancy game where you just keep falling forward because you're sitting upright. So 0 for 2 on the overnight flight, no reclining. The first one was by far the worst because of the smells.
Yeah.
But the second one at this point is like torture, because I was exhausted, and it was like 5-6 a.m. and I was like, I'm going to fall asleep. And nope, I did, but I was the bobblehead. Fall asleep. So you guys, life lessons. I have said this before. I don't know why I don't take my own advice. Just pay a little extra. Drop the Benjamin. Don't do what I did. 0 for 2. Just got to Buffalo, a zombie. Oh, by the way, when I ran across the street high from the cops, it was Buffalo zombie. I keep saying Buffalo. I was in New York, Buffalo, New York. Landed there just like on 2 hours of head bobble sleep.
Damn.
And we had to eat because we were starving. Oh, and then the layover, that's what it was too. We got off the plane, walked to the next plane, and we were boarding. There was zero possibility of anything. We're like, and everything out of line.
Yep.
We're like, starving, food, McDonald's, Caribou, whatever the fuck they got over there. And then nothing. I was just like, I'll just chew on my thumb. Looks like it's strawberry licorice again. I wanted food. Pay the extra, everybody. It's worth it. Don't be cheap and buy too many backpacks. Can't believe I have so many backpacks. Okay, I got good gifts from my father. He's getting a Datsubasara backpack. The baby little kids one. Okay, everybody. Community service. I love you all. Thank you very much. Please put your alerts on that stuff on my Instagram, YouTube, all that shit. You know how it goes. Some people are like, when are you coming to Hartford? I was like, I was just there. And they're like, when are you coming back? Probably next year. You missed it, man. I don't know. So put the little alert system on. Thank you. I love you all. God bless you. Peace.